Remember when I said this series tends to be wash, rinse, repeat? For some reason, my brain forgot that this movie is also wash, rinse, repeat. What's going on, people? Alex Thorn here, and I'm just a rock and roller who, in his downtime, likes to watch movies while wearing a bandana. And I just got done watching Prometheus with you guys right here on the channel. A super late live. But this is like the 6th time that I've watched this movie. I watched it twice in the theaters. I bought the 3D Blu-ray. I've watched it other times. Somehow, most of this was new to me. And I don't know if that's all the movies that I've watched here on this channel, or if it's simply just the wrestling concussions. With that being said, before I even get into this review, I've got to thank you guys, because I woke up this morning, brushed off the bags from the eyes, and put the phone in my face. You're not really supposed to do that, but you know, we all do. But I woke up to the best news. This channel is officially monetized, and I can't thank you guys enough. Whether you subscribe or you don't, I appreciate every single one of you. I would love it if you subscribe. There goes the little graphic right there. But even if you don't, thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking or disliking. Either way, thank you for interacting with this, because if you have found anything I've done entertaining, this monetization status is proof to me that the near 300 videos that I have done on this channel in less than 2 years, 23 months exactly, were all worth it. So thank you. With that being said, let's get into Prometheus and what is so wash, rinse, and repeat about this movie. The discovery of a clue to mankind's origins on Earth leads a team of explorers to the darkest parts of the universe. 2 brilliant young scientists lead the expedition. Shaw hopes that they will meet a race of benevolent, godlike beings who will in some way verify her religious beliefs, while Holloway is out to debunk any spiritual notions. However, neither the scientists nor their shipmates are prepared for the unimaginable terrors that await them. First things first, everybody when they talk about this movie, or anybody that I've seen talk about this movie, always talks about the engineers, the elders, and what they look like. Well, they're barely in this movie. These huge hulking people. Starts it out, drinks this cup of black goo, and it enters his DNA, and he falls into the water. He's done. To the expendable team of scientists. But this is the part that did stick with me from when I first watched it, was the cast. Specifically, Elizabeth Shaw. She is such a convincing lead. I bought into everything she said. I bought into everything she felt. I bought into everything she did. She shows strength. She shows that she's educated, and she shows that she is actually emotional when she needs to be emotional. This is something that I felt was lacking with Ripley and Sigourney Weaver in the first 3. She was just so hardened by the time 3 came. She had no emotion. That's why I was so excited about part 4 and how she actually showed something different there. This lead character does all 3 things. Charlize Theron and Idris Elba join her and do amazing jobs in their roles. And not only that, but the dude who plays David, Michael Fassbender, does amazing. He is the perfect android for this kind of movie. There is one person who bothers me in this movie, and that's Charlie Holloway. The dude who plays him, Logan Green, just doesn't fit. You've got Elizabeth Shaw, who is this educated scientist with religious beliefs. In some way, somehow, she's interested and takes a love interest in this guy who has no belief and is drinking and is a mess, like the supposed bad boy. And he's supposed to be a genius too. But nothing he says, nothing he does comes off like a genius. That dynamic then and that dynamic now threw me off about this movie. I was like, this, wow. Collectively speaking, as I opened this video and said that this is a wash, rinse, repeat story, it is wash, rinse, repeat. All they did in this movie was change the threat and how it looked, but made it so similar. Instead of eggs with face huggers hatching out of it, they have vases with black goo, and they turn into snakes that eventually just open up like a face hugger anyways and enter your body like a face hugger would. Eventually down the line, when we do see an alien inside of somebody, this alien comes out for some reason looking like a damn octopus, a beige octopus alien, which again, it even opens up awful exaggerated CGI. Like the CGI is good, but it's too much. You know what I mean? Like it's not bad CGI. It's just like, oh, okay, we can do this with CGI, so we're going to. It opens up and it releases a thing through it just like the face huggers. I don't understand making a movie based on aliens, going to open up into aliens, eventually ends up with an alien, but not giving us aliens. I also felt like, especially because I just got done watching AVP 1 and 2, we don't even need to act like AVP 2 happens, but AVP and the lore that it's set up for the aliens and the predators, I feel like this movie ignored all of that. And I don't necessarily like when movies do that, because you're assuming that fans aren't going to remember, or you're just like, throw that away. A lot of movies do it. They shouldn't. Hollywood, anybody in Hollywood, if you ever see this movie, please stop doing that shit. It's annoying. The same thing happens that always happens when you have a movie like this and all the previous entries. They had time to actually tell you the story. You have a dispensable crew that goes into this area, scans it with technology, finds something, brings it back to the ship, which in this case is the head of one of the engineers. Once it's exposed and not brought to life properly, it explodes. And then the bad boy gets contaminated. He ends up sleeping with Elizabeth Shaw. 10 hours later, she is somehow 12 weeks pregnant because, as we all know, aliens tend to grow very quickly, especially when they're in somebody. He gets set on fire. She gets sad. She asks for an abortion. They don't give it to her. She applies and does the abortion herself with the machines, and they take out what I mentioned earlier, this octopus looking alien out of her, and she assumes that she froze it. She staples herself back up. Her boyfriend dies. Either way, by the end of this movie, they resurrect and bring out of its tomb one of the godlike engineers, ask it a bunch of stupid questions, piss it off. He kills a bunch of the crew, tears apart David, just like Bishop was in part 2. And she goes running. They must destroy it, but they don't get to. The ship in which we are talking about, Prometheus, goes down. David, in the end, says there's more than one ship. And once that elder is going to chase Elizabeth Shaw, she opens up the hatch, and now that small baby alien octopus that was inside of her is now a big octopus, and it does what all the face huggers do to people. It basically mates and puts itself inside of this elder. David and Elizabeth fly away safely, and we get our first glimpse at what looks like an alien, but not quite an alien. And the movie ends. I feel like this movie is 2 hours, but it really, really, really should have been like 85 minutes to 90 minutes max. And even then, there's a lot of fluff that we don't need, because what we actually want to find out about, want to see, is literally in the last 5 minutes. Now, I do find it interesting what happens in the last hour or so of this movie, but the first hour is killer. Like literally, it's just not entertaining whatsoever. I don't know what happened to me between watching the movie the first 5 times that I watched it and watching it now, but I don't have the patience for this type of movie anymore. I just do not. I think it's time we give a rating to Prometheus. And I'm gonna give this movie 3 bandanas out of 5. I can't give it 2 because 2 is, it exists, but it's not very good, but it's worth a watch. This is a pretty good movie. It's just not very entertaining. And 7 movies in, I don't want things to slow down to a crawl like they do in this movie. Now, when this is your first time watching it and the last movie you watched that was aliens was Alien or Aliens from 1986, I get it. But I just watched 6 movies. This was the 7th. I don't want things to slow down like this. And so I'm kind of agitated when I watch it. But for you, it is a good movie if you don't go through the previous 6 movies in succession like I did. Guys, what do you think about Prometheus? Did you watch it when it first came out? Were you a big 3D fan like I was and had to purchase the 3D Blu-ray with the 3D TV and the PS3 acting like the 3D Blu-ray player? Was that something you did? Because I know it's something I did. And did you think this movie set up the Alien franchise properly? Let's talk about it down below in the chat. Beyond all that, you know where else we can talk about it. This channel's memberships. Plus and Ultimate. And when you join the Ultimate tier, not only do you get access to videos early, you get to request your own video reviews, you get access to exclusive live watch-alongs and exclusive live chat, but you also get your very own Thorn Theater membership card mailed out to you, laminated and all, just like the good old days. And if you don't want to go there, you can also do the Plus membership, where you can help shape the future of this channel through polls, behind the scenes photos, and exclusive shorts. And if you don't feel like committing to a membership, you can always leave me a super chat, super thanks, or head over to Buy Me a Coffee. That's right. On Buy Me a Coffee, you have the opportunity to support creators just like myself directly. And in their latest update, you can now support the creator directly, and I can respond to you with a video. So fuel the journey, buy me a coffee. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, because we are now monetized and this is an income for me. And I thank every single one of you. So what I got to do is get some sleep, wake up tomorrow, go to work. And then we got to go live on Monday to watch Alien Covenant. Boom. There's the card. Reserve your ticket. Come on board with me, and hopefully it's less frustrating than when I watch this movie.